Hey guys, in this video, I want to talk about the best investment I've ever made. And I want to share what I did, what it looks like, what I expect the return to be. And for me, this is just kind of fun. I've been retired the last 18 months, and I'm bored to say the least. And so I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things. It's fun to track this stuff. It's fun to share this stuff. As you can see, I'm getting kind of naked a little bit with uh, income coming in. I'm being very transparent, and I hope there's that's the thing that I kind of crave on YouTube. I'm not getting that from a lot of other personalities out there. So for me, this is just my style. And if it's valuable, like, subscribe, share. I'm going to continue to be vulnerable on some of this stuff and track it over time. So with that said, I want to share my best investment I've ever made. So I've made a lot of investments. I've been in real estate for over a decade. I got into the stock market last year. I got a decent amount of equity in the stock market. And for me, it's always been real estate first, business income second, and then other investing. So as you can see here, April month to date, I'm sitting at $52,000 gross income. That includes every dollar that I've ever collected. These are straight from my bank accounts. And of course, I'm not going into expenses. It changes every month. One month is going to be higher, and it changes. So I am a pretty frugal guy. I feel like a pretty decent savings rate. But with that said, there's something that keeps popping in here. One of my businesses, we collect royalties. You can see this right here. I collected royalties. It's usually every week. And, I just collected some royalties here on the 22nd. I think it hit my bank account this morning. And so, some of these things, they come in every week. And you can see here, I also bought some notes. These are, money that's owed to me. So it's kind of similar to a mortgage, but I bought it via business debt, basically. And I purchased these accounts receivable, money that people are going to pay. And I bought them for really cheap. And we'll go into the numbers here in a minute and my return on investment. But basically, like if you were to buy a mortgage note, for example, you would be going to, if a house is worth, $100,000 and I buy this note for $60,000 or $80,000, well, over the course of the loan, I'm going to get $100,000 and some interest, right? And so the point is, it's very passive and it's going to make a return on investment. Well, I kind of did that in the same sense, but in the business world. So I do have a little bit of a note tracker here. And so you can see kind of what I ended up doing is I purchased $507,000 worth of notes. And this isn't a perfect science. As part of the business, I get some commissions and I had some cash outlay and I had some recent commissions that I also applied towards it. So the numbers look fantastical. However, at the end of the day, what left my bank account was $58,000, $600, 58,000 basically. And, I think with other commissions, I was probably close to $70,000, $75,000 in total. Okay. And I basically bought $500,000 worth of notes. If I actually collect all of that, it'll be an 865% return on investment. And the reason I consider this one of my best investments, this is not like a Tesla. Tesla will have a higher ROI in the long run. But for me, this is great because it's truly passive. And, I put the money in. I knew within 12 months that I would have my principal back. And you can see here, I bought these, what is that, August of last year. And, it's kind of showing the balance here after, the income. And of course, I had a really nice first week. And I can go into more detail there if needed. But every single week, it's been pretty consistent. Some weeks it's 3, some weeks it's 2. December, things slow down. I only got $1,000 that week. You can see here just yesterday, $2,500, $3,800 the week before, 28, 30. So it's kind of in that 2,500 is kind of the new average that we're into. And anyway, I'm really thrilled with it because I think I made my principal back. We can actually take a look here. If I I forked out 58. So right here, this is $59,000 end of January. So I've been 3 months really into positive right now, and it's just going to keep going, and it's going to go indefinitely. So definitely one of the better purchases that I've made, and for me, it's just kind of exciting because if it does go up to where I make $500,000 in the next, I don't know, 3 years, maybe 4 years, it takes for people to kind of pay off their notes. I mean, 800% is just unreal. So for me, I'm not in my net worth. I am not. There's a couple things here, and I'll take a look at some of this stuff. Things that are not included in my net worth. I do have the note value, as well as the value. Oops, the value of the businesses that I own. I own 3 or 4 different businesses. Business value can be manipulated super easily. I'm not putting any of that on in this tracking of the $1.8 million net worth so far. Most of that is real estate, stock appreciation. So these things will continue to grow. Honestly, I expect that the appreciation alone, and people underappreciate appreciation. Okay, I think that eventually, when I have enough of this built up, they will outpace my actual income. And this stuff is fantastic. But, some of this stuff, I'm not really putting time into these two, royalties, notes. I'm not really putting time into that. I am putting a little bit of time into some of these e-commerce businesses, real estate buying, cash flow. I'm putting very little time in. This one I'm putting no time in. This one I'm putting a lot more time in. And obviously, I'm kind of just hiding the fact on some of these items. I'm not disclosing some of them as much as I want to disclose. I'm pretty naked with the actual income that I'm making, but I'm not disclosing what some of these things are, just because just a little bit of privacy. And so, for me, it's kind of interesting to track what income's doing month over month. I'm hoping I'll end the month, probably close to $70,000, maybe 65. I think May is going to be a little bit higher. I do have a commission coming in, so some of this stuff is kind of fun, and I love tracking it. So, with that said, guys, like, subscribe. Thank you for joining us. I'd love to answer some questions in the future, so drop them in the comments.